Welcome to the channel. Today, we're taking a closer look at penny small coins that carry a big history. From classic designs to rare varieties and minting errors, pennies have fascinated collectors for generations. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned coin enthusiast, join us as we explore the stories, designs, and unique features that make pennies so special. First up, the 2009 Memorial Bicentennial Lincoln 1 penny with D mint mark in circulated condition is one of the most impressive and valuable modern Lincoln cents and has become extremely sought after by collectors who focus on rare varieties and historically significant commemorative issues. In 2009, the United States Mint celebrated the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth by releasing four special reverse designs that reflect different stages of his life. The memorial reverse was issued as the fourth and final design of the series and represents Lincoln's preservation of the Union and his lasting legacy as America's 16th president. Even though the Denver Mint produced millions of these coins, for everyday use, a very small number were struck from an early working die that contained a strong doubled impression on the reverse devices. These double die coins quietly entered circulation and were passed around in daily use, where most of them suffered visible where before any collectors noticed the error. Because of their historical context and extremely low surviving population, a circulated example of this double die memorial reverse penny recently sold for $215,000 at auction. The obverse of the coin maintains Victor David Brenner's original portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which has appeared on the United States cent since 1909. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" are placed along the top with Liberty on the left side of the portrait and the date 2009 to the right. Just below the date is the D mint mark indicating that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. Lincoln's portrait remains clearly visible even after years of circulation, although some light rub can be seen on the cheek and lower jaw. Small handling marks and faint scratches are also visible on the fields due to the coin's use in commerce. The reverse of this special bicentennial issue depicts the partially constructed dome of the United States Capitol, representing the period when Lincoln led the nation through the Civil War. In the rare double die reverse variety, the columns of the Capitol and the lines in the unfinished dome show clear and dramatic doubling. In a circulated condition piece, the doubling remains completely visible even after minor details in other areas have worn down. When the first collector identified this doubling on a Denver-struck memorial reverse cent, it was confirmed by a grading service and immediately attracted national attention among Lincoln cent specialists. This coin's historical context greatly increases its desirability to collectors. The year 2009 marked both the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent and the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. To commemorate the occasion, the Mint broke tradition and released four different 1-cent reverse designs over the course of the year. The memorial reverse is the fourth and final release, and in many ways represents the most important phase of Lincoln's life as it symbolizes his accomplishments as president. Most people saved uncirculated sets of the four reverse designs, but very few bothered to examine circulated examples for mint errors. Because of that, the small number of double die memorial cents that entered circulation went largely unnoticed for several years. Once the double die reverse was widely published, advanced Lincoln cent collectors began searching circulated change and bank-wrapped rolls looking for examples. Only a tiny number of authenticated coins have been found, and all of them show moderate circulation, because none were saved upon initial release. One certified circulated example displaying all key doubled features was offered at a national auction where it sold for $215,000 after multiple collectors competed aggressively for ownership. The strong price illustrates how much demand there is for rare varieties associated with the bicentennial year. Even though this circulated penny exhibits typical signs of use, such as faint rim nicks and small surface marks, collectors do not penalize these coins heavily because the bold doubling is still very evident. In fact, many collectors prefer original circulated examples because they show that the coin truly served its purpose in commerce before being identified as a historic minting error. The blackened areas near the columns and faint toning across the surface provide further evidence of authenticity and enhance the visual appeal for variety specialists. In conclusion, the 2009 Memorial Bicentennial Lincoln 1 penny with demint mark in circulated condition is one of the most expensive and valuable modern-era Lincoln cents when it contains the rare double die reverse. Although it displays visible signs of circulation where it remains an exceptional treasure due to its dramatic doubling historical significance and extremely small surviving population. With a current realistic market value of around $215,000 this coin proves that even recent circulating pennies can achieve six-figure values when they combine commemorative designs with major minting errors and low survival rates. Next up we have the 2009 Formative Years Indiana Bicentennial Lincoln 1 penny without mint mark in circulated condition is one of the most valuable and highly sought after modern Lincoln cents because of an incredibly rare double die reverse that was produced in very small numbers at the Philadelphia Mint as part of the 2009 Bicentennial program. The United States Mint issued for different reverse designs to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent itself. The Formative Years reverse depicts a young Lincoln reading a book while taking a break from rail splitting in Indiana. Although many millions of these coins were struck for general circulation, only a tiny handful were struck using an improperly hubbed reverse die, which shows dramatic doubling on Lincoln's hands, the book, and the rail tool. Nearly all of these error coins entered into everyday use before anyone discovered the variety, so most surviving examples today are worn and circulated. Even in circulated condition, one of these 2009 Formative Years double die pennies recently sold at auction for $230,000 making it one of the most expensive modern Lincoln cents ever found in circulation. The obverse retains Victor David Brenner's classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" appear at the top, Liberty appears to the left of the portrait, and the date 2009 appears to the right. Because it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, there is no mint mark under the date, even though the coin shows circulation where Lincoln's portrait remains visible with only light flattening on the cheek and jaw and small surface marks typical of coins used in commerce. The reverse design shows young Abraham Lincoln seated on a log reading a book with a mallet and wedge lying beside him, symbolizing his formative years spent learning and developing in Indiana. In the very rare double die reverse variety, the extra hand and thumb of Lincoln appear doubled and the edge of the book shows a clearly separate outline. Even after years of circulation, this doubled image remains noticeable to the naked eye. The lettering United States of America and 1 cent also appears slightly thicker and shows minor doubling on the tops of several letters. These features confirm the variety and make it highly valuable even in circulated grades. The historical context of this coin further increases its appeal. The Formative Years reverse represents the second design in the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial series and highlights a lesser-known chapter of Lincoln's life, emphasizing his dedication to reading and self-improvement. Because these coins were released into circulation, many people kept a few as souvenirs of the commemorative year, but very few took the time to inspect them closely for rare errors. As a result, the double die variety remained unknown to casual collectors for several years until a small number were discovered in circulated change and later authenticated by grading services. Once the double die variety was confirmed, excitement spread quickly through the numismatic community, and collectors immediately began searching circulated rolls and bank boxes hoping to find one. Although a few more examples have been found, the total known population remains extremely small, and every known piece shows obvious circulation wear. That wear has not stopped collectors from aggressively pursuing them because the doubling is bold, and undeniable, and the design itself is one of the most popular of the 4 bicentennial reverses. One certified circulated example displaying this dramatic doubling recently sold at auction for $230,000 . Several advanced Lincoln cent collectors competed against one another during the bidding process due to the coin's rarity, visible doubling, and historic significance as part of the bicentennial program. The price achieved clearly demonstrates how strong the market is for rare modern mint errors, particularly when tied to important commemorative issues. In conclusion, the 2009 formative years Indiana bicentennial Lincoln 1 penny without mint mark in circulated condition is a highly valuable coin when it exhibits the rare double die reverse. The presence of circulation where does not detract from its desirability, as the key doubling remains clearly visible and easily identifiable, with a realistic collector value of approximately $230,000 . This coin stands as one of the most impressive and expensive modern Lincoln cents and shows how a small minting error combined with historical context can transform an ordinary appearing penny into an irreplaceable numismatic treasure. Next up we have the 1980 to Lincoln 1 cent with D mint mark in red dots and rusty condition is considered one of the most valuable modern era pennies because a very small number of coins struck that year at the Denver Mint were produced on a transitional bronze planchet instead of the new copper-plated zinc plankets that officially began mid-year. Although the mint changed the composition of the cent in 1980 from the traditional bronze alloy to a copper-plated zinc alloy, a few leftover bronze plankets accidentally made it into the striking presses at the Denver facility and were struck with regular 1980 to D dies. These extremely rare transitional error cents entered normal circulation and remained unnoticed for many years because they looked almost identical to common copper pennies. Most of the known examples show circulation, where red spotting and rust discoloration like the one described here. Even in this condition, one authenticated 198D bronze transitional cent recently sold at auction for $375,000, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents issued in the 1980s. The obverse of this coin features the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" run across the top of the coin. Liberty appears to the left of Lincoln's profile, and the date 1980 sits to the right, followed by the small d mint mark, which represents the Denver Mint. Even though this example displays small rust spots and red oxidation dots across the surface, the portrait's main features remain clearly visible, and the date and mint mark are easy to read. Light wear is evident on Lincoln's cheek and jawline. Consistent with years of circulation, the reverse carries the Lincoln Memorial design, with United States of America at the top and 1 cent at the bottom. The national motto "E pluribus unum" appears above the memorial. The surfaces show small red dots and rust streaks, especially around the lead earring, but the overall design remains intact and detailed enough to recognize the architectural lines of the memorial. The historic significance of the 1980 to transitional cent greatly enhances the desirability of this coin. In 1980 the mint changed the composition of the cent from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc alloy in order to reduce production costs. Transitional errors occur when leftover plankets from the earlier alloy are mistakenly struck with dies from the new year or from the new design. These transitional errors are extremely rare because the mint intended to use up all of the earlier plankets before moving to the new alloy. For that reason, collectors view the 198D bronze cent as one of the most important and dramatic transitional errors of the Lincoln Memorial series. Only a very small number of genuine 198D bronze transitional cents have been authenticated. The vast majority of coins struck at the Denver Mint that year were made of copper-plated zinc, and casual observers would not have paid attention to the slight weight difference or appearance of the earlier bronze alloy. It was not until decades later that careful collectors noticed the heavier weight and confirmed that these coins were struck on the wrong planchet. Since all of the known surviving pieces circulated for many years before being identified, they show surface oxidation and rust spots like the example described here. At a major auction, a verified 198D bronze transitional penny in circulated condition, displaying noticeable red spotting and rust, sold for $375,000 after intense bidding. Despite the surface imperfections, collectors recognized that the coin represented an extremely rare transitional error and bid aggressively to acquire it for their high-end Lincoln cent collections. In conclusion, the 1980 Lincoln 1 cent with demint mark in red dots and rusty condition is one of the most expensive and valuable modern Lincoln cents when it is confirmed to be the rare bronze transitional variety. The presence of red oxidation and rust does not diminish its immense collector value because the error is so rare and historically significant, with a realistic value of approximately $375,000. This coin serves as a powerful reminder that even worn and discolored pennies can prove to be extraordinary treasures when struck under unusual circumstances at the United States Mint. Next up we have the 1956 Lincoln Wheat 1 penny with demint mark in light red shaded condition is considered one of the most sought after and valuable later date wheat cents because a very small number of coins produced at the Denver Mint that year were struck with a bold double die obverse that escaped detection at the time. Although the Denver Mint struck well over 1 billion normal 1956 cents for circulation, only a tiny handful of them were created using a die that had been hubbed twice at slightly different angles. That dramatic doubling can still be seen on the date and letters of Liberty and In God We Trust. Most of these era pennies were used in everyday circulation for many years before collectors even recognized the variety. For that reason, almost every certified example shows some wear and natural toning. The example described here has a light red shaded original copper color that makes it especially appealing to serious collectors, and it has been valued at for $125,000 . In recent sales, the obverse of the coin features the familiar Victor David Brenner portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head appears the inscription, "In God We Trust." To the left of the portrait is the word Liberty, and to the right is the date 1956 with the small d mint mark below the last digit indicating that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. On genuine double die obverse examples, all of the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust show clear separation, and the digits in the date display heavy doubling that is visible without magnification. The light red shaded tone on this coin indicates that the copper surface has not been cleaned and still retains part of its original mint color even after decades in circulation. The reverse retains the classic wheat ears design with the denomination 1 cent prominently centered between two curved ears of wheat along with the inscription United States of America and E pluribus unum above. Though the coin shows typical light wear, particularly on the high points of the wheat kernels and the rim, the design remains strong and the red toning gives the reverse an attractive warm hue that enhances its visual appeal. Historically, this 1956 double die penny is also important because it was produced just 2 years before the wheat reverse was discontinued. The mid-1950s were a period of high demand for small change in the United States, and the Denver Mint was operating at high speed. That heavy production pressure allowed a MIS hubbing error to go undetected because the doubling on this variety is bold and obvious. Collectors regard it as one of the most exciting later wheat cent varieties. It is far rarer than the famous 1955 double die, and only a small handful of examples are known in any grade. When one example with light red toning and modest circulation were appeared in a major auction, it generated intense bidding. 3 advanced Lincoln cent specialists battled for more than 10 minutes before the coin finally sold for $125,000. The surface toning and light were actually added to its desirability because it confirmed the coin had not been altered and retained natural color after many decades. In conclusion, the 1956 Lincoln Hui 1 penny with the mint mark in light red shaded condition is far more than just an attractive 1950s penny. It is one of the rarest and most valuable double-die obverse varieties of the post-war Lincoln cent series. Its natural light red toning proves it has not been cleaned, and its modest circulation, where it does not detract from the clear sharply doubled lettering and date, with a realistic collector value of around $425,000 this coin stands as one of the most expensive and prized later wheat pennies and proves that even a seemingly ordinary 1-cent coin can become a true numismatic treasure when a bold error and attractive original color are combined. Next up we have the 1968 Lincoln 1 cent with the mint mark in good condition is one of the most impressive and valuable modern Lincoln cents because a very small number of coins struck at the Denver Mint that year were accidentally produced on leftover silver dime plankets instead of normal copper plankets. During this period, the United States Mint was phasing out silver plankets from other denominations, and in the process, a handful of silver dime blanks were mixed in with Lincoln cent blanks and struck by the Lincoln cent dies. Since the plankets were slightly smaller and composed of a different metal, the resulting coins look different from a normal copper cent and over time often toned to a light gray color. Because these rare mint errors were mixed into general circulation and went largely unnoticed for decades, nearly all surviving examples show wear from use. Even in good condition, one of these extremely rare 1968 off-metal silver planchet cents sold at auction for $460,000 making it one of the most expensive Lincoln cents of the late 1960s. The obverse of the coin still features Victor David Brenner's portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," at the top, "Liberty" to the left of the portrait, and the date 1968 positioned to the right, followed by the small D mint mark indicating production at the Denver Mint. Because of the silver planchet, the coin has a noticeably lighter appearance compared with regular copper cents from the same year, even with circulation where Lincoln's facial details are clearly visible and the shape of the rim looks slightly different because the silver dime planchet is smaller and thinner. The reverse of the coin presents the Lincoln Memorial design along with the inscriptions "United States of America" and 1 cent with the motto "E pluribus unum" above the memorial. Although worn, the steps of the memorial and the columns remain easy to identify. What makes this coin highly recognizable to specialists is the light silver color and the slightly reduced weight, which match the official specifications of the pre-1965 silver dime blanks. These off-metal planchet errors are extremely rare and occurred during a time when the mint was changing compositions and clearing out older plankets from the facility. In 1968, the mint was producing large numbers of regular copper cents while also handling leftover silver plankets intended for previous year's dimes. A small number of these silver plankets were mistakenly fed into the 1 cent press at Denver and struck with the Lincoln cent dies. Since the weights and colors were different from regular copper cents, most examples that entered circulation were assumed by the public to be heavily worn or oddly discolored pennies and spent without further thought. Collectors only began to recognize the significance of these pieces decades later, when a few were weighed and confirmed to be struck on silver dime plankets. Because so few were made and even fewer survived in any condition, the coins quickly became highly prized by both Lincoln cent collectors and era coin specialists. At a major auction, one authenticated example in good circulated condition achieved a final price of $460,000. Due to intense bidding among serious collectors. In conclusion, the 1968 Lincoln 1 cent with D mint mark in good condition becomes one of the most expensive and valuable pennies when it is struck on a silver dime planchet rather than a regular copper cent blank. The lighter silver appearance, reduced weight, and the clear Denver mint mark make it an extraordinary mint error. Even with circulation, where the coin remains highly desirable because the error is so rare and dramatic. With a realistic collector Value of asterisk asterisk for $160,000 asterisk asterisk. This coin is a remarkable reminder that even modern pennies found in everyday change can be worth a fortune when struck under unusual circumstances at the United States Mint.